Hello and good afternoon from your Co-op Community Stadium. I'm Shaun Cashmore and next to me today is Craig Barnes, and you join us for this Southern League Central fixture. It's Leamington versus Alvechurch. This is the first time the Breaks have taken to their home turf in the league since way back on the first day of the new year when they played out a 1-1 draw against the now removed from the league Nuneaton Borough. Postponements followed with Colville, who had FA Trophy action, and a frozen pitch at Long Eaton sandwiched in between what was an away trip to Berkhamsted where Leamington ran out 2-0 winners. In midweek, the Breaks advanced in the Birmingham Senior Cup and were firing in the goals. 4-0 up at half-time resulted in a 5-0 victory over Bedworth United. Opponents Alvechurch were also in action on Tuesday night, but it was league duties for them, and it was a first defeat in January, having been 4 unbeaten and on a run of 3 straight wins. They were on the wrong end of a 1-0 scoreline away at Stourbridge. Also on the wrong end of a 1-0 scoreline was Leamington the last time these two sides met earlier in the season, as Alvechurch picked up all 3 points at Lye Meadow, courtesy of a Ben Cassidy first half goal. We will be holding a minute's silence before the game in memory of Southern League chairman Anthony Hughes, who sadly passed away earlier this week after a lengthy battle with cancer. Minute's silence, fantastically observed as always here at your Co-op Community Stadium. Free kick for Leamington to Landers. It'll be an outswinger this time. Stands over it and waits for the Leamington players to arrive in the box. Right-footed, Landers, good delivery again. Stewart flicks it on, comes back to Stewart. Bodies block it from the Church, appeals for handball. Looked like nothing in it to me. And Church clear their lines. It comes straight back at them. Quainer bundled over again. Referee plays the advantage. Walker takes that and goes down the left-hand side. Slips it in towards Shorrock. Shorrock down on goal! Shorrock scores his second goal for the club, and it's brilliant play from Leamington. The referee played the advantage. Adam Walker took full advantage of it, slipped it in towards Shorrock, who rode one challenge inside the 18-yard box and then fired it into the back of the net past the advancing goalkeeper Hollingshead.
Yeah, it was a superb finish by Shorrock and Adam Walker involved. We've had a couple of instances really in the last few minutes where Adam Walker has really started to pick up second balls and be right at the heart of things, helping the ball out to Shorrock on the far side. Cracking finish and 1-0 to the Breaks.
Dyer receives the throw in back towards Hallahan. Hallahan just loses out and Dyer has to snap into the challenge to try and maintain the possession for the Church, and does so. Dawkins now. Dawkins into Dyer. Dawkins again has to go all the way back because there's nothing on for him, so receives it, does Hallahan on halfway. In towards the centre-back of Yorafusa. Space on the right-hand side for the Church with Dugmore, who chips one into a central position. It's a good layoff towards Gordon. Gordon's onside. Gordon slides it into the back of it, and now the offside flag goes up. It was a really good finish by Gordon. He's looked to have timed his run perfectly as they just offloaded round the corner, and then as Gordon slid it under the body of the unrushing Hawkins as the ball hit the back of the net. That was when the assistant referee on that far side raised his flag and Leamington escape.
They do indeed. It was a lovely finish, actually not too dissimilar, wasn't it, from the Shorrock one. Just past Hawkins, hit the back of the net, bounced back out, dispatched well. I mean, Gordon has played for numerous different clubs as well, despite being only 28. He must have 14, 15 clubs. But we've certainly played against him on numerous times, and last season he was with Boston United.
Leamington 1, Alvechurch 0 here at your Co-op Community Stadium, and Henry Landers stands over this free kick. Street and Edwards up from the back. Landers stands over it, drills it goalwards, punched away at the near post by Hollingshead. I don't think he expected it. He had to scamper across and just make sure that he punched it away after a fierce drive from Landers, who tried to catch him out at his near post. Forward come the Church. Edwards just tried to get in front of Gordon. Gordon seemed to bring him down, and then Edwards has stayed down, holding his knee, fell awkwardly. It's going to be a free kick to the Church. Landers will stand over this free kick. Slightly muddied shirt now, the golden back of Henry Landers as he was brought down, swung in towards Street. Street bounces all the way through towards Williams. Great save low down. Edwards off the post, maybe offside. He is offside. Really good save initially by Hollingshead. He got down to the drive by Williams fantastically to keep it out, and then the follow-up from Edwards was off the post, but he had advanced from an offside position.
Leamington keeping the pressure on there late in this first half, and Hollingshead again proving what good potential he's got, the 19-year-old West Brom loanee.
Great athleticism from him to get down, because it looked goal bound from Ewan Williams, but it was a really good save by the on loan West Bromwich Albion goalkeeper for the Church, and Ewan Williams doesn't add a third goal in 22 to his Leamington account. Ball over the top again. This time it was hooked clear by Walker for Stewart to chase. It's been kept in though by Dugmore on this right hand side. Leamington clear their lines again. It's good, it's neat from Stewart, that it's just taken off his toes, and forward comes Cassidy. Cassidy just drifts in field. He's got Dyer overlapping on the left hand side, and Dyer will receive it just in front of the Alvechurch bench. Dyer stands up his cross towards the far post, just over the head of Alan Hadley, and it'll be kept in play on this right hand side by the Church. Still they attack. Dugmore swings in across on the right hand side, comes all the way through towards the far post, and buried home by Alan Hadley. Well, it wasn't the cleanest of contacts, but Alan Hadley brought it down in the 18-yard box. He had too much time on it. He had time to turn and then scuff a volley really into the bottom corner that Callum Hawkins couldn't keep out. It wasn't too pretty, but it was a tidy finish nonetheless. And Alvechurch have drawn themselves level. It's Leamington 1, Alvechurch 1.
And Alan Hadley's been arguably Alvechurch's best player so far throughout this game, and he took it brilliantly, really, didn't he? As soon as he took that touch, you just feared the worst. He turned and, as you say, scuffed the ball past Callum Hawkins, and it's 1-1.
Like we say, it was maybe a scrappy finish is unfair to Dylan Allen Hadley. He gets his fourth goal for Alvechurch, but it wasn't the cleanest connection, but still he had the time and the peace of mind to bring it down on his chest and swivel on it and put it into the back of the net. Flicked on by Gordon, flicked on again by Cassidy, helped away by Theo Street, but headed back towards halfway by Hallahan. Again, they looked for the feet of Alan Hadley, but just evaded him this time, and Edwards can help it out towards Meredith on the right-hand side. Meredith rides the first challenge. Great play by Meredith on the right-hand side, feeds it in towards Landers. Landers on the edge, left-footed drive! Great save by Hollingshead. Great drive by Henry Landers. Got it out of his feet, left-footed, headed towards the top corner. Really good save by Hollingshead.
That was a thunderbolt, wasn't it? Superbly struck by Landers, and how Hollingshead got to that, I do not know, because it was flying into the back of the net. But the keeper again, keeping Alvechurch in it.
Hawkins then, free kick towards the edge of the box. It's headed more up than away by Patterson, so Shurrock flicks it on towards Williams, and then Williams sends it back towards Shurrock. Shurrock on this left-hand side, right-footed cross all the way towards the far post. Landers can't quite win it in the air, but he'll keep it in because Dyer missed his header. Sends it back towards Meredith. Meredith chips one in towards the 18-yard box, and then a header goalwards by Williams. He couldn't quite get over it. It's just over the crossbar. It's still Leamington 1, Alvechurch 1 here at Eco Community Stadium. And it's Medrano who's lining up a long throw. He's backing himself right into the billboards, and Edwards is near post. Barnett's round the keeper. Where will Medrano put it? He puts it in towards Edwards. Edwards flicks it on towards the penalty area. It's bundled around. It's off a cluster of bodies. It's still not clear, and then it's finally helped clear, I think, by the boot of Hallahan. Only as far as Meredith. It's the Alamo now for Alvechurch. Meredith helps it forward. Keeper comes, doesn't win it, but Alvechurch do clear it at the second attempt. But we don't have any added on time here. If we did, and I didn't see a stoppage board because the referee blows for full time. Like I say, I was expecting 3 or 4 minutes added on. If there was a stoppage time board, then I never saw it with all the changes that were going on in the final throws of the game. But either way, Leamington took the lead into half-time courtesy of William Shurrock's second goal for the club. But in the second half, Leamington just couldn't quite hit the front, and Alvechurch pegged them back with an equaliser that was buried home by Dylan Allen Hadley. So it finishes Leamington 1, Alvechurch 1.
Paul, a very frustrating afternoon there. Leamington coming away with a point against Alvechurch. Your thoughts on the game today?
Yeah, well, it is frustrating, of course, because we want to certainly. You start coming into February, certainly your home games. You're looking to try and win as many as you can, and I think the way we started the game was just what we wanted, really. We're well aware that these have improved. I haven't recently, managed to put eyes on them myself. I've got some really good young players, and really good hybrid scheme down there, and they've got good patterns of play, so we knew the threat. But I was really pleased first 2025, so I thought, right, that's just what we wanted. We thought that maybe having the three boys with the legs on high line might cause problems, and it did. I thought our play was good first 20, that period, and we've scored a good goal. We've scored a good goal. It was good play, good driving from midfield, good reverse pass, and it's a really good finish, and it would have to be a good finish to get past the goalkeeper today for Alvechurch. So positive, and then we've had 2 or 3 really good opportunities where we've been wasteful, where you just say to the boys there, when you're trying to stay at the right end of the table, we've got to be more ruthless at the one end, and then at the other end you've got to make sure you're not giving cheap goals away. So at that period, the game pattered off a little bit. They had their spells as well, but we've had the chances really. So second half again, and then you come to the goal from our point of view, defensive point of view. And again, it's not the first time here games that we probably got into a bit of a lull period. But you look back at the goal. So I'm standing there saying, our goal's a good goal. I look at the way, but I look at us defensively. Then, if we haven't got the extra man out for the cross, the ball's gone back. We stay deep. The ball in the middle of the park, middle of the goal, who was good finish, was watching. He hasn't moved, and sadly, if you make in a phase of play, you make 3, 4, 5, 6 mistakes like we have there. It's the same against Nuneaton. You can see goals. You might get away with one, but when you haven't cleared your lines, you haven't dealt with the ball. The second phase has gone out. When the ball's been played back to the full back, we stay in. We don't step up. The extra player hasn't come out, and we haven't dealt with the cross. And sadly, in the phase of play, you make that many mistakes. So then we've responded really well to absolutely fantastic saves, some good opportunities. But I think you'd sum it up and go, well, look, we haven't been, got to be more ruthless. Probably that spell, first 20, that spell we had for 10, 15 minutes the second half, we had some really good opportunities. There's an element of really good goalkeeping. There's an element that we've got to be more clinical. And then the opportunity in the game, which possibly might be the only shot on target, I can't think of another one. That phase of play can be dealt with, and sadly, if you want to, at any level of football, if you want to have something around your neck at the end of the season, you can't be conceding goals like that. From our point of view. So listen, there were good spells today. Some really good spells. We created some really good chances. In between that, I thought there were spells where we were a little bit rushed, stretched. Some of that was down to us. Some of that was down to them. Some good young technical players. I think the fact probably haven't played a couple of league games a couple of weeks as well, but it looked a little bit off at times. But on the whole, listen, disappointed because, I think we've had enough opportunities to get the second goal, and I think we get the second goal, that's the game over. But give them credit, they hung on that. They did the same at Alvechurch. They get some fantastic blocks in for young boys. First half, second half up there, the 2 centre halves. There's some real. They'll throw the body down the line of the ball, and so fair play to them. And for an away performance from them, they'll be happy with the point, and they will say rightly so that they deserved it for that aspects. From our point of view, we've got to look at it and go, God, come on, let's take some of those chances. Get the second goal. We're okay. But on the flip side, one goal should be enough for us with our experience. But like I say, whether it's Barwell, Leiston, Alvechurch, I can name a few games there this year where we've not killed teams off and we've ended up having to pay the price. So listen, that's it. It's another point on the board. It's not what we wanted. But that's the nature of the beast. So we'll have to regroup again this week and get ready for Bromsgrove next week.
You said there it's another point on the board. How important is it to keep these points coming, because we do have some tough games coming into the end of the season in April and things like that? Yeah,
well, of course it is. Yeah, that's right. But at the same time, I think when you start coming to February, there's got to be your fair share of wins in there as well. Draws are important, of course they are, but I think we're at home. I think we've had enough opportunities to win the game, and it's not for the first time this year we haven't took them, and we've let teams out, and we've ended up with 1 point instead of 3. So it's happening. So listen, it's a bit disappointing, but listen, it's what happens in this league, and listen, we'll train well this week and get ready for Bromsgrove next week.